Hey everybody, this is Nate Bailey. I will be talking to you about Module 1 for EDL 850. A little bit about myself. I live here in Garden City, Kansas. I am married to my wife Trista. Here in August, we will have been married 7 years. Together we have 2 kids, Graham, and then our daughter over here, Madden. I am a science teacher at Garden City High School here in Garden City. And I teach environmental science, biology, and body systems. Also at the high school, I help with football and then girls basketball. 3 levels of government. As far as most support, really comes from state and local governments, but Congress does pass the federal budget each year, so that's aside enough money to fund about 10% of the school's operating costs. Money does come with rules and regulations, things like the No Child Left Behind. State support, state level funding for government varies widely, but on average, states provide for slightly less than half of schools' operating costs. Most of the funding that it does provide comes from income and sales tax. For local support, school boards are responsible for coming up with the other half of the school district's budget. So this is usually done by taxes as well, local taxes on home, building, and other property within the school district. 3 levels of government, who's in charge. For the federal part, the Department of Education, United States Department of Education. We have the Secretary of Education, which is Betsy DeVos. That is a paid position. And then as far as what the United States Department of Education, their role is to make sure students receive equal opportunities. And then, like we talked about before, there is a little bit of money as far as funding for the federal budget. For the state, Kansas State Board of Education, which is an unpaid job. I have the members listed up top. And then there is the Kansas Commissioner of Education, which is a paid position, and that is Dr. Randy Watson. The role of those two in the Kansas State Department of Education, the role is to assist in funding for schools. They set standards for our schools. They start programs, initiate programs, and different career and ready pathways and stuff like that for a better education. The local role, as far as the Garden City Board of Education, which is also unpaid, those members are listed up top. And then for our superintendent, that is a paid position, is Dr. Steve Carlin. The role of the Board of Education, the superintendent, for us, they employ, they provide the schools help with building the school's budget, implement new strategies for students, teachers, get us equipment, technology, and all sorts of things. So they're really in control of as far as their support and everything that they do provide for us. That's the big component. Influence over those standard 6 components. The component 6.1, evaluate, develop, implement management, communication, technology, school level governance, and operation systems that support each student's learning needs and promote the mission and vision of the school. After looking at that one, I thought that the local Board of Education matches best with component 6.1. Component 6.2, evaluate, develop, and advocate for a data-informed and equitable resourcing plan that supports school improvement and student development. That one seems to match up with the state. And then component 6.3, effectively evaluate, communicate about, and implement laws, rights, policy, and regulations to promote student and adult success and well-being. That one seems to match up with federal. Most can go with the local Board of Education, of course, but they all just seem to kind of build towards the federal branch. How does All of this support the educational success and well-being of each student and adult. Through the funding from each level and the development of new standards and policies, every student should have an equal opportunity to the best possible education their district can offer. Obviously, districts are really different depending on what type of district you have, where you live, and so forth. Um, so, student stance for success really has a lot of different variables. Success could be determined by, like I said, the school district, depending on where you live and the amount of property and the taxes and so forth. That can change as far as technology and resources. Um, Success could be determined by the teachers that the school district has, by parents of that student, and very importantly, the student themselves. So, um, those are my references, and that is it. So I'm looking forward to meet everybody and work with everybody in this class. Thank you.